In this video, we're going to look in another visual description of data, which will be the graphs. One example of a graph that we can use to visually describe our data is a bar graph. A bar graph is a graph that shows the frequency of each value of a variable. The height or length, if the bar graph is horizontal, of the bar represents the frequency. And it is often used for nominal or ordinal variables. In the topic misuses of statistics, we checked on how bar graphs can actually be misleading. So in this case now, it is our turn to construct a proper and not misleading bar graph. So as you can see, I have here a different data set. This data set comes from a survey that asked different households in the Philippines, and this specific variable is about the major source of income of each household. What we will do is we will construct a bar graph that can visually represent our data that is given to us. But first, before Excel can give us a bar graph, we should have first a table where the bar graph can be based from. So first, let us go to Insert, then Pivot Table. Again, we shall first select our data, which is this one up until here, 84 only. And then we shall have our table on our existing worksheet, which is here. And click OK. So this is our rows. This is just similar to what we did before in frequency distribution. As you can see, we already have the unique values in our data, which are entrepreneurial activities, other sources of income, and wage or salary. So we can label this as major, or let's follow what we had, the MAJ SR. Now that we have this one, it is now time to find how many belongs to each category. So we shall drag it here and make sure that it's count, or I can place frequency. So there we go. So this is the frequency of the different major sources of income of the different households. Now, Excel needs this table first before it can construct a graph. So now that we have this table, we can now go to Insert. Then we can choose a chart that we would like. Since we're doing a bar graph, we shall select this one as the bar graph. So we can choose 2D or we can choose 3D. Depends on what we actually like. But for us, we're just going to use this column, or this graph rather. So now, as we can see, we have our bar graph. So the bar graph can tell us now which category rather has the most number of data inside it, which has the least, just based on the heights of our bar graphs. So this is the bar graph that Microsoft Excel can produce for us. You can change it, you can change the color, and depending on what you like, you can have it, for example, you can change color if you like, you can change the design if you like, depending on what you would need. You can also have this to include also the frequency in the table. Depends on how you are going to present your bar graph.